I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-ma-gob, it is time for the only news that matters on Kiss Wednesday. And Ace Frehley, the former lead guitarist of Kiss, has undoubtedly made for lost time in the music industry since 2009. During that time, he has recorded 6 solo albums and toured frequently, in contrast to his former bandmates' 2 albums for the same period. I must acknowledge, however, the original Spaceman didn't always compose music at such a rapid pace. Ace Frehley acknowledges in an interview with Goldmine that Paul Stanley of Kiss and Gene Simmons, his former Kiss colleague, were more diligent songwriters. Furthermore, he mentioned the quality over quantity theory. He said, Paul and Gene have a certain work ethic that I don't have. And, for instance, when Gene lived in a penthouse in Manhattan, he told me that he would write a song every day by going into his closet where he had a small amplifier and a recorder. Said, I said, why do you force yourself to write a song every day? And he would say, that's my work ethic, And I said, Gene, I can't work that way. Only when I'm motivated can I write a song. Additionally, Frehley noted that Gene Simmons' compositions weren't all keepers. If you were brave enough to rummage inside the Demon's extravagant Gene Simmons Vault box set, you would find proof of this. Oh boy, is ever that right. And Ace said, I'll go 3 weeks without writing a song. And the next weekend, I would get inspired by something and write 2 or 3 songs in a single weekend. We probably used maybe 6 or 7 of the 365 tunes that Gene wrote throughout his year-long residence there. And boy, he ain't lying about that box set. That Gene Simmons Vault, seriously, what is it, 12, 13 CDs? And you can get like a halfway decent EP out of all those songs. There's maybe 4 or 5 decent ones. And most of them are demos of songs that we already know. So yeah, that whole concept of writing a song a day, you can tell on that vault, a lot of those songs are just terrible. They're half-baked, and it's just Gene Simmons throwing stuff at the wall, see what sticks. And in the 80s, Animalized especially, that's when he just really threw stuff at the wall and didn't care if it was good enough. He put it on there, where in my opinion, the only great song that he did on Animalized was While the City Sleeps. But that's hated by a lot of people too, but Murder in High Heels, oh my God, Burn Bitch Burn. No thank you, man. And that other one, whatever that other one was called, is just terrible stuff. And, Ace, in the 70s, man, I got to tell you, man, Ace Frehley, to me, will always be the greatest Kiss guitar player. There's many out there that say, no, it's Bruce Kulick, and some say Vinnie Vincent. I think Vinnie Vincent is the second best. Nothing against Bruce. Bruce is a good player, but the thing that Bruce and Vinnie, also Vinnie Vincent, is guilty of is that they both never wrote memorable solos like Ace Frehley. Listen to Love Gun, Making Love, man. All those great guitar solos, Shock Me, Rocket Ride, Love Her All I Can. I mean, those solos are so iconic and original. There was nobody playing solos like that. It was very unique, and that's what makes Ace Frehley, to me, the greatest Kiss guitarist. A lot of people out there judge guitar players by technical, how they are wizardry. Oh, they're technically better. But technically better for me against Ace Frehley in Kiss, you bring up any guitar player that replaced Ace that are technically better, never wrote anything, I mean anything, as memorable as his solos like in Deuce. And, oh man, I can go on and on. Parasite. Oh, there's so many amazing guitar solos from Ace Frehley that are songs within songs. They're just amazing guitar playing that doesn't need that technical stuff. Bruce is all technical, Vinny's all technical, Mark St. John's all technical, and none of them can write a solo like Ace. And then you got Tommy Thayer, who made an album with Kiss called Sonic Boom, where Tommy Thayer was trying to do Ace Frehley solos and failed miserably. That's the thing about Vinny and Bruce. They were their own person. They put their own spin on Ace Frehley solos. More Vinny than Bruce, really. Vinny was just all over the place. But man, watching that solo that Vinny does at Rock and Reel of Calling Dr. Love, man, that shit's amazing. Is it better than Ace's solo? No. But that type of soloing that he's doing there makes him my second favorite Kiss guitarist. Now, remember, this is when Gene and Paul controlled him. After he left and he did that wankery on Vinnie Vincent's Invasion, well, I don't care for that crap at all. Where Bruce Kulick to me was more of an employee, a hired gun, doing what he was told. I know toward the end, I feel, listening to Revenge and Carnival of Souls, I feel like he was a little more his own on those albums, opposed to like Asylum and Crazy Nights and Hot in the Shade. I think he was told what to play on those albums. And he's a good player. What he does on Revenge is really the best thing on there. I don't like Revenge at all. I love the song Unholy, but I think his guitar playing throughout that album is good. I don't like the songs, but and the same could be said about Carnival of Souls. But Carnival of Souls, you can tell, they're telling him what to do. It's a little, I can tell, a little less lenient on Revenge, because Carnival of Souls, he was doing grungy stuff. Gene and Paul was even grungier than Gene on Carnival of Souls, and he hates that album. But I think, that's what it called for. He was a hired gun. So was Vinnie Vincent. So was Tommy Thayer. Ace Frehley had that freedom, all in the 70s. He had that killer freedom where he added so much charm to every song, including Gene and Paul's and Peter's. What Ace did on their songs was just as good as what he did on his songs. And solo career, man, I love Frehley's Comet. I think that is the best thing he's done after Kiss, but I like Trouble Walking a lot. I did not like Second Sighting. I like Trouble Walking, but I did not like Anomaly. I loved Space Invader, which I feel Space Invader is his best album since Frehley's Comet. Yes, I like it more than Trouble Walking. I was listening to Space Invader just last week. Damn, that's a good album. And I like Spaceman a lot too. Spaceman, Bronx Boy, Mission on Mars. I mean, there's some great stuff, and I love the Eddie Money cover he does on that. I think Spaceman was a fine album. Then the last one came out. Oh my God, I don't know if I would say it's worse than Second Sighting. It's definitely worse than Anomaly, that's for sure. But man, it's terrible. I mean, and Ace going around saying, I'm going to make Gene and Paul look stupid. See, I loved Ace. You know, his interviews, he was funny and everything, but man, it all started when he was with that Rachel girl, and he was, you know, oh, I'm going to sue Gene and Paul if they don't let me go back on stage. That had a lot to do with Rachel. Then after Rachel, he just badmouthed them. You know, he's like, and he's not asking, begging to be back. He was begging to be back with Rachel, but afterwards he was saying stuff like, well, I'll do it if you pay me $250,000. Flat out. And before he said, I'll do that, you know, I'll charge them $250,000, Gene and Paul, well, really, Gene was the one going, yeah, we asked these Ace and Peter to come join us, and they don't want to, you know, which is a lie. He never asked. Both Ace and Peter admitted that. And then when Ace came out and said, yeah, I'll do it for $250,000, was it $500,000? I can't remember. After that, Gene was like, you know, Monday morning quarterback. Oh, I never asked Gene. I don't want. Yeah, what he said was, I don't want Ace and Peter with us. And then Paul said it on Howard Stern. Might as well be called Piss. And that pissed Ace off. And then Ace did the ultimate bullshit. That, you know, all of a sudden Ace is acting like Gene and Peter. You know, for many years, here and there, he'd fight back with something that accused him. But man, he turned into fucking Paul Stanley. Totally. You know? And then threatening. You know, if you don't, I forgot what his demand was. Oh yeah, if you don't say I'm sorry for calling us piss on Howard Stern, I'm going to let out a lot of stuff. Next week, I'm coming back here on Eddie Trunk Show to spill all the beans on Paul and Gene. And what happened during that week? Paul Stanley of Kiss called up Ace Frehley. And Ace Frehley's like, hello, Paul? And Paul Stanley says, hey, Ace, fuck you. And hung up. Then Ace goes back on Eddie Trunk. I mean, not only did you say you were going to tell off Paul if he doesn't say sorry, Paul called and didn't say sorry. He said, fuck you. So what does Ace do when he goes back on Eddie Trunk the following week? He says, oh no, you know, I was going to come on here and spill all this dirt on Paul, but my friends were telling me, don't do it, Ace. You know, you're above that, Ace. So I'm not going to do it. You're all pissed off that he didn't say sorry. Then you go on the air the next week where, you know, the guy said, fuck you. Because what I think was lawyers, Ace's lawyers, rung him up saying, don't you say anything. They are sue happy. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons has lawyers that'll kick our asses. We are no match for Gene and Paul's lawyers, so don't say anything, Ace. And Ace was like, damn, I need gambling money, so yeah, I better not say it. And then says crap like, yeah, people convinced me not to say it. You're gonna get sued. But anyway, Ace, man, it breaks my heart. It really does break my heart that he's turned into, you know, Gene and Paul, where Peter's all quiet. Nobody hears shit from Peter. And, you know, Ace Frehley just booked the show down here. And this is the first time ever I am not going to see Ace Frehley. I've had enough, man. I've seen the footage and it's like, it's heartbreaking watching him now. When I watch those YouTube videos, yes, I know there's people out there that say, oh, man, he was great. And I was like, I don't know, man. You know, he walks off stage and the band plays Escape from the Island and he doesn't join them. What kind of bullshit is that? I saw one footage of them doing Speeding Back to My Baby and Ace didn't even sing it. It's like, what the hell, man? That's it, man. Hey, the last time I saw Ace, he opened for Alice Cooper and he was good. I don't think he was great, but he was good. He played good, and that's how I want to remember him, because I did see him a couple times before that where he was terrible, including the Frehley's Comet reunion in Miami. before the Kiss cruise where Ace was yelling at the sound man and being a complete prick. And where John Reagan, may rest in peace, the next day went on Facebook saying, man, I thought that was messed up, how Ace treated the sound man, you know? It was ridiculous. I mean, he was way overboard, you know, on that. But whatever, man. He's still my favorite member of Kiss. He's still my favorite guitarist of Kiss. If you all have a different opinion, I respect it. So respect mine. Or I won't respect your opinion. Well, I'll still respect your opinion, but I'll just think you're a douchebag. And thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. Leave your comments below what you feel about Ace, Vinny, Bruce Kulick, Mark St. John, Fake Frehley, you know, Frank and Ace, and Cheater Chris, and whoever, you know. Leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell and like the video. That'd be awesome for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston, and so never more shall we see you again.